Welcome to the UPL podcast, where we're bringing you the stories, people, and passion behind one of the fastest growing pickleball leagues in the country. Today's episode is a special one because we're announcing a major milestone in the history of the Ultimate Pickleball League. The UPL will now be officially live streamed and broadcasted on, drumroll please, Selkirk TV. This is a huge moment, not just for our league, but for every player, team owner, and fan who has been a part of what we've been building. And it's another step in showcasing the incredible talent and community that has helped make pickleball one of the fastest growing sports in the world. To talk about what this means, I'm joined by the CEO and founder of the Ultimate Pickleball League, Charles Farr. Welcome to the show.
What up? Round two, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. So let's start with the big news. The UPL is now heading to Selkirk TV. How exciting is this moment for you personally?
So it's a milestone. You know, anytime you get a national syndicate like Selkirk TV knocking on your doorstep, wanting to showcase your league to a national broadcasting schedule and having a national broadcasting schedule, I mean, it's what we have been waiting for, right? So, you know, we've talked about the competitive ecosystem and why it's so important to our league and to our players and to the grassroots production all the way through to the pros. Now we have the chance to truly harness the complete professional media ecosystem inside the Ultimate Pickleball League. And what that means for us, like not national live broadcast through Selkirk TV. We still have Sportfy. The digital assets there are still going to be utilized from not only from highlights, but also live streaming both on mobile and their platform. But Selkirk TV is going to pick up that stream and literally live stream us live throughout the entire country. This also gives me the ability to bring in games from the Caribbean, games from Asia, as well as that. And so it's just awesome. It allows us to do so many more different things, but the main thing is about digital engagement, delivering all those highlights that we want to do from that aspect, having all our fans watch so much. But the UPL is connecting players, fans, and partners through what I think is a modern multi-platform viewing experience.
When did you realize that this partnership might become a reality?
When they knocked on my door 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Apparently they've been looking for a way to get in touch with us for quite some time, but they just happened to talk to someone in Florida at the All Pro Florida League, and they know you, and they know you work here, and the next thing you know, we're on a call. So.
Yeah.
You know, it was really great to meet with Aaron from Selkirk TV, and I'll tell you how fast it went. We had a meeting, and 35 minutes later, we literally tested the live stream from where we're going to do our first live stream on August 8th. And so this partnership, and we have more meetings coming up, but this has been so fast that we're literally going live with segments or broadcast segments in less than a week.
So when was there a particular moment when you thought this is going to change everything for the league?
Through our conversations and just their outreach and their viewership of what they're doing, I think it really hit when they are looking at the same mission and values that we have, right? So they care about the grassroots. They care about the development, the growth. They want to showcase more of that semi-pro and amateur play. They really enjoy that type of pickleball, and that's what they thrive on as well. Not that they don't want the pro game too, which we can talk about that later. But that's what really drives them. The content really drives them. The excitement. I mean, people. I saw some of their live streams when he was viewing it, and I went back later and just checked out that Thursday night premiere pickleball out in, I think it's in Wisconsin or something. I said, I mean, they get a good crowd out there. I mean, these people just show up and they ball out in a ladder league. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, so I look forward to having our league on. We are going to showcase it at the Regional Showdown in August 22nd and 23rd. I believe court 10 will be live. It's for 12 hours on Saturday, covering 5 complete matches, and then again on Sunday, covering those 5. But the best part about it is nobody knows where we're going, but on August 8th, you are going to get the chance that your teams are going to get the chance to be on live TV. And that's great because people can download the app. They can
Yeah.
watch it anywhere they want. They can watch it on YouTube. It's live streamed on Selkirk TV there. And so, yeah, it just takes us to a whole nother level for our outreach to be able to broadcast what we're doing.
I wonder who the lucky team is going to be
Oh,
the
I kind of know
Jensen.
who it is. I kind of know where we're going. And yes,
I know.
yeah. I'm pretty confident we know. I'm pretty sure they all know too, because there's only I shut down the league in August because our focus is the regional showdown. So no, not many teams are playing on the 8th. No one's playing on the 22nd. But I'll let you know. We're going to Spokane. Let's just let it go out. We're going to
All
Spokane,
right.
Washington.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? We're going to the Press Pickleball Club. Start at 12, 2, and 4 on Court 6, live broadcast of the Ultimate Pickleball League on Selkirk TV. There it is. I'll let the cat out of the bag.
Can't
Forget
wait
it.
to
Why
be there,
not?
guys.
You can go out and look anyway, right? It's not a big deal. It's either going to be in the Pacific or it was going to be in the Northwest. So,
Right.
yeah, so it's going to be literally up in Spokane.
So, for people who may be discovering the UPL for the first time through now Selkirk TV, tell us a little bit how this league started.
The league started with an idea of bringing a senior pro team here in Phoenix that I just didn't feel like spending $1 million on. And then, of course, I got hurt and it put me in the hospital for a very long time. And during that process, I came up with the idea of what's missing in this sport. How can we better serve the community? How can we have a long-lasting impression on pickleball itself? And how can we build a solid foundation that will take it to the next level, right? So, and always keep it around. Everybody looks at this sport as like, oh, my grandma plays. Let me just tell you, man, kids play this thing and they are amazing. Semi-pro athletes in our league play this team. I mean, they play this game just as competitive as the pros. Pros play this game. They really harness on those certain skills that we all want to get to, right? You're a pro player, you know what I'm talking about. So for me to find that gap that's missing and be able to maximize the way from an entire, not just starting in one small section, but from an entire ecosystem or an entire country and be able to turn it on in multiple regions. I mean, that speaks to volumes on the work that had to go in just to get it done. But hey, I was hurt. I was in front of my TV for like 128 days. It didn't take long to produce. But so, yeah, no, it's so, yeah. What we did and what we are doing is something that's really changing the landscape and building that foundation for future generations to come up through.
It was crazy because I remember how you and I met. This is all the way back in March. I was reached out by Tito, the CEO of Duper, and he was like, "You got to come and try out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was at the fort, and I remember seeing you. And I was like, who the hell is this guy, man? And then, like, for some reason, the energy is just, everything was aligned. We aligned so well. And it was just like, wow, and then I remember just, being there at the same time as you at that Racket X convention. And you got to talking to me about the semi-pro league. And I was like, this makes total sense when a girl or a woman gets to a 4 level. The amount of participation just declines.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, but look at the exposure we're bringing. Look at the national exposure we're bringing. Look at what we did for 2 players. So look, I mean, really quickly, I took 8 people to the Philippines. We did an awesome trek out there. What transpired for yourself and one other female athlete? You got offered pro contracts.
We did.
Immediately, right? It was so the level of talent that you have, the level of talent that Nia has represents not only from an American aspect of how fast the sport is growing, but it's really honed in on other countries that want to get better, want to play better. They want to play against better people. They recognize talent. And so for me to not let you go is crazy, right? I have to get you to go, right? So you, Nia, a couple more people are going to go representing the UPL from the domestic side here in America, but you guys in September will be stepping on a court in the Philippines representing a team out there. And yeah, I'll be there for a few games, but yeah, they tried to get me to own a team. This funny story. Let me tell you, they tried to get me to own a team out there, and they're like, just bring UPL athletes. And I started laughing. And because if you remember, Grace is like, No, don't do that. Because when we played our team exhibition, I mean, it was like 21-3 halfway across the boards, right? So
That's quite the
they're
experience.
like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So yeah. So I've definitely talked to them into where each athlete will be drafted onto a team to kind of balance out the ecosystem
Makes
of their
sense.
league.
Yeah.
Makes sense, but you also get the ability to help them train, help them get better skill set. Each one of you guys has a different skill set on how you guys approach the game. So you are able to give back not only here domestically, but now internationally. So it really does work out. So the exposure that we're getting, the visibility that we're getting, the value that you guys as athletes are bringing, it's hard to, it's hard to say, it's hard to pinpoint one asset when we have so many growth opportunities here. And so it just makes it just that much more better for you to be here playing on a team here because opportunities are coming elsewhere and it's growing quickly and rapidly. So yeah, it's fun. I have a blast. We've talked about me not being able to really enjoy stuff because I'm always worried about what's happening in this region, what's happening in that
Well,
region.
you're the
Okay,
boss. Yeah.
that region shut down. Now this one, and I'm sitting there at a game and I can't really focus or enjoy stuff. But there are moments when I get to there's nothing. It's like a calm silence. Everybody's just playing, and I get to really hone in on the players that are playing, the level of play that they're playing, and how competitive it is. This isn't just something like 1, 2, 3 points over. This is like a 30 point, a 30 back and forth rally,
Yeah.
sometimes a little bit longer. Everything that you want from an ATP to a lob to banging. If people are bangers, they like to see that happening. Speed ups are crazy. I mean, the entire intricacy of all the game assets or the level of the skill sets here that we are all striving to be are here every time. So being able to broadcast that nationally and let the enthusiasts who love to watch pickleball try to, enjoy watching us in our uniforms and all that stuff and the team games. I can't wait to see the team game on
Yeah.
on live TV. That's going to be insane.
I will say this, it's very exciting as well. There is still a lack of females participation at a high level, but I just feel like with now of this level of exposure nationally and internationally, that this is also really good for women's sports, especially in.
100%. Yeah. And I'm changing. I'm going to, I won't announce it now, but I'm messing with the format for 2027. I'm
Oh
going to
yeah,
force more female participation.
I love that. That's what we need.
100%. Yeah. So you can't just have a team of just 2 females and 8 dudes or 9 dudes or 10 dudes.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to really get a balance because we might be dropping something and adding something. And, so that's a little teaser there. We're still doing a 5 game format, but you have no idea what's coming. I'm also messing around with you being able to, play around where you might get to play. It might just be up to the coach. So I'm messing around with things that, yeah, we still want to put the best product on on the court. I keep on saying field. I'm always the soccer guy, right? I've always been in the soccer for
Yeah.
20 plus years and as a referee, but I'm always like on the field, on the field. I catch myself all the time. It's not a field, it's a court, right? Yeah. So we're definitely changing some things. We have some more announcements coming up in the next few
A lot of
weeks
stuff.
and based on all the testing that's been going on, the reviews from the PPA pros that are helping us test what we're doing it is phenomenal. So much more coming, so much more content coming, so many more enhancements to
Oh
the
yeah.
league. That's what it's all about.
It's crazy how this is just year one of the league and
Mhm.
all of this is just coming into place now and then now having Selkirk TV broadcasting. So aside from that, just, everybody has to start from somewhere and things happen. So let's dive into what were some of the biggest challenges during those early days of the UPL?
Scheduling 13 regions.
Yeah.
So I have a big heart, so I'm trying to work with every owner to make sure that I listen to their issues or what they're experiencing and how they can have this and that. Then you got to add the venue in there, and the venue is trying to do the same thing here and there. So many things that were, I guess, going on at the same time. Got a little too overwhelming for one or two individuals that were working in a certain scenario, and it just got overwhelming over time because everybody was trying to appease things. What players want and what players needs and what coaches need and owners and all that, you want to schedule out for months so you can plan it, right?
Right.
So had to be able to take that back and redo it and then kick it out for 3 months. So, we can talk about the schedule now. Everybody, it kind of ends for everybody right now in August because we're focused on the regional showdown in New Mexico. However, September schedules are done. I will kick them out next week. Some have been kicked out already. October and November also have been completed, and they will also kick out. But for me, for a league, August 8th, and for some people are still going, right? But after that, no one's coming back until September 19th. Here's the reasons why. August 22nd, August 23rd, regional showdown, 10 matches worth 50 games. That's a lot of games, right?
A lot of points.
But the next weekend over when we play, it's Labor Day weekend, right? So I don't want to take now away from your vacation time or your time with your kids or anything else like that. But it's hard for some owners when half the team is leaving on vacation to find a sub that didn't go on vacation, right? So we're going to do that. And then we will make up a few weeks. We might go back to back to back just to make it there. Minimal travel here and there for some people, but besides that, it's good to have that downtime, right? Especially after what you're about to do in the regional showdown, you are going to be very tired. 100%, you are going to be extreme. So if teams come with just 6, they're going to be exhausted by the end of the night on Saturday, and then they have to play more on Sunday. But hey, we do it. We play every single day, no matter what, even with bad shoulders, bad knees, whatever. It doesn't matter. We play, right? So
keep it going.
It is what it is.
So looking back now on what's happened these past few months, with the scheduling and then trying to accommodate multiple people. Currently, right now, we have over 800 athletes.
Yeah,
in the
800
league
athletes
nationwide. It's crazy. So just looking back and assessing and analyzing with the team and communicating with team owners over the 13 regions. So what's a moment that made you realize that, okay, now we're kind of moving forward for what's been happening in the past?
Yeah, I think once the scheduling got under control, and then more people were knocking on our door to be partners. What an announcement we have. I mean, so many great partners. I mean, I can't thank them enough for all their support and what they do. But now that we have an energy drink that drops tomorrow, right? And it's built by dermatologists. We're 85% always playing outside. It's an energy and revive drink. It's going to be able to help your skin. I mean, these are the type of things that we're trying to put together so that our athletes are always 100% primed and ready to go, right? And then getting attached to Selkirk TV and having that national sponsor or that national exposure, it just kind of is surreal how far and how quickly it's become. But I have a great staff. They make it really easy. I have a lot of work that's going on in the Caribbean with Barbados and bringing on 45 schools that are going to hit the ground running in January of next year for the first Caribbean islands UPL, which will consist of 3 countries, right? That will play that way. The Philippines is kicking off with league games in September. Vietnam will be also in there. So there's so many different different moving parts, but my staff is on top of it. My marketing team is on top of it. The revenue team is on top of it. My CFO is on top of it. So she's got a PhD in English and used to be a professor. So anything that comes out from wordsmithing, totally all her. All the grammar's all her. But no, she does a great job in what we need, and she wears a lot of hats. But everybody has worn and taken on the responsibility of being able to put their hands on different pieces to help get the league from A to B. And now we're moving to D, right? Skipped over C. So C for chaos. So there's no more, right? So we're really starting to get our legs now. And League 1, Season 1, you're always going to have nightmares. Doesn't matter what you do. But as you can see, I think we now have things in place that crush a nightmare. Or we now have things in place that kill a rule, right? Or we now have things in place that just has it more organized. We have people that are helping us facilitate certain messaging across each region. So it might have taken a little while to get there, but The game didn't change. The teams are having fun. They're winning. They're scoring a lot of points. They're losing a lot of points. You can see the leaderboard and the standings changing every single weekend, right, that we play, which is phenomenal to see. And they're enjoying that. When we push out a national standings or a power rankings, or we put out the regional standings in each piece.
The hype is insane. And it's like people really feel like that, okay, hey, I'm playing. I get to see where I stand nationwide. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure what other leagues provide that type of data.
I'm going to put out a top 10 female and male athlete currently. We have that. We have those stats. That's coming. You will be recognized. And you and I have worked on the UPL ambassador program, where you will be an ambassador for all our partners, especially Aereo, our official paddle partner. So all of that is coming in place. Sports train left the tracks. The caboose is catching up. Things are getting ironed out with more organization and more communication. I'll give you an example now from a scheduling perspective. If I had to change something up in the Northwest or whatever, I call all the owners. Now we get on a call and we talk about it, and we'll start doing that in other regions as well. We do that in the Pacific. Here in Arizona and in the desert, everybody is so good to work with. I can just make a change and let people know. It's a little bit different. So, but we will incorporate meetings here in the desert region as well as in Florida to have that more of an owner league communication on setting the schedule. What else is going on? Who needs the compliance is coming. All kinds of things are coming. So it's really thriving.
A lot of people see this as more than just a broadcast deal. And, we had this conversation with Aaron from Selkirk TV, and he did mention that, PBA used to be streamed on Selkirk TV, and that it was kind of unfortunate that the PBA did forget about the grassroots culture, meaning how pickleball really started from like a recreational standpoint to what we say today is like a semi-pro level. So how do you make sure that the league continues to celebrate it as it grows with Selkirk TV?
Let's just look at it this way from a foundational standpoint. How does Selkirk really help us, right? Road to the UPL, club of the week. I mean, there's so many different things, coach spotlights that we can do, volunteer of the week. I mean, anything that we can do from there. The best part about it is we can do a junior player feature as well, and they will put that on, right? So how do we keep more amateur and youth visible? We have junior leagues. We have development divisions. We are going to create community events when these junior leagues and development divisions start coming through. We're going to put them on TV. They will be broadcasted on TV. We will have a junior match of the week, for instance, right? Maybe we do an event like we do a regional showdown where we include the community to come out. Maybe we can do a community club showcase, right? We can highlight regional matches, right? Especially a showdown like we're currently doing. And then we will have, like we're going to do from our broadcasting schedule, is have those national feature matches, and those will start. You will be able to get team games from in Florida. So you can literally watch other teams play from each region live on Selkirk TV. And hopefully we can get one of our junior teams on there too from here in Arizona. It helps me create a visual or a visible pathway, right? Recreational player, local club, UPL development, regional team, national competition. That's how you do it.
Wow. Brick by brick, huh?
Yeah.
So for fans tuning in to the remainder of the season, what can they expect to see now?
When you tune in to the Ultimate Pickleball League on TV, you're going to experience fast-paced, right? Team-based competition featuring franchises or cities. We don't really franchise a city here. We franchise a city from across the United States. And I am going to make sure we have an international presence right off the bat as well, right? And so every match represents more than individual talent, right? It's about teamwork. It's about teammates competing together, representing their cities and chasing a championship. So for us, it's like a big picture. You can follow your team, your favorite team or whatever, and you can see them on TV if they're on TV that weekend, and you will get to know. So I know pickleball.com and I have been working on having on our matches whether something is going to be brought live. Well, now you'll know. So which game of the week will be broadcast live? And yay, I'll tell you this, it won't just be one certain teams. It's going to be all the teams. It will be a different team. It'll be a different game, a different match each week. So you have no idea what's going to happen. But what makes us different is our commitment to the entire pickleball community.
I
Yeah.
will add this on my end as somebody who is also playing in this league, that this partnership with Selkirk, like if you think about it, it's broadcasting, right?
Yeah.
Live stream pickleball. And, obviously everybody tunes into MLP and PPA. And I just think from like a player standpoint, let's just say from somebody who's getting into pickleball, who's a 3-0 all the way to a 5-0, it's like when people are playing at that level, that 6-0 plus level, they think that is the way of playing. And I just feel like when they can watch the UPL, you're going to see a combination of different levels. You're then also going to see a female, maybe two females playing against two guys.
Yeah.
Maybe they're at the same level and it's like, oh, okay, I just want to see what that looks like. So I just feel like we're broadcasting pick through a different lens. I'm usually playing with the guy as a partner, playing against guys, and it's a different style of play. So it makes me like, I'm not going to be as defensive, but I'm going to play a little bit more aggressive so people can see how that play works.
Yeah. No, for me, it's like you're going to see elite competition, right? But I think what Selkirk allows us to do is you're going to hear the stories behind the players, right? Right. And then you're going to hear the stories behind the teams and the communities that help build the sport. I think that is where we are the strongest if we continue to celebrate those grassroots foundations while showcasing the highest level of team competition in our league, right? So that's what the makeup is. And that's what Selkirk TV is going to allow us to do and really get into some of that documentary work. And it's not going to be just the elite players. We want to see and hear about the stories of why somebody got started. Now that they're in the league, what are you doing differently to train to get better? What's your grind look like? All that stuff. All of that is your story. But with this, we're going to get to tell that story. And so that's what a fan wants, user engagement rights. Not only do you get to see that, but then you can get a little bit a personal story behind what got them to that level, because you never know. You could be watching this year as a fan and become a player next year as an athlete.
Something else. That's something else. It's very inspirational, actually. So where do you see the UPL in the next 3 to 5 years? But this is my big question. How does this partnership with Selkirk TV now fit into that long-term vision with the UPL?
That's a great question. So the 3 to 5 year deal is to be able to, at the end, not only be in multiple countries, which we already are, but be able to put on our own World Cup of semi-pro professionals, right? The idea behind this is city versus city. So when you play a team from the Philippines in Pampanga, when you get a team from Manila, they're from there. And if they make it to the championships and you get to play the Boca Ballers in Florida, you get Floridians versus Filipinos. And or you get the Tempe Ernies in Tempe against, the Pampanga, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Or from Vietnam or from Ho Chi Minh or from the Caribbean, we're heavily invested in Jamaica, Antigua, pretty much all the islands that are there. The Philippines is 15 and a half hours. Canada. We're going to be in Argentina, Brazil, Portugal, Dominican Republic. England's on the piece. Spain. I can't remember where else we're going, but we're going everywhere.
It's called Miss International Love. Shout out Pitbull.
Yeah. So no idea what's going on with Pitbull and Amore. But at the same time, from that ecosystem comes the professional media ecosystem. And what it does is it allows people that just love the game and love to watch the game, instead of just waiting 2 weeks to see a PPA event in your area. Now we're giving the people a chance to have their moments on live broadcast on their team and be able to always have that as a memory, right? And always have your friends be able to go, oh my God, where's Billy today? Wait, oh my God, he's on TV. Let's watch him play. And then we'll go cheer him on. I mean, that type of stuff is what this gives us the ability to do. It really does. Like, to showcase why we're doing this. And actually it gives us a competitive edge from sponsors and partners and everything else. Now that we're going to be able to broadcast nationally, globally, if you will, right? It gives us that opportunity to bring in more sponsorships that help fund this operation to get to the next level and really put back in more for the athletes and the owners that are in our league, because that's what it's all about. I wouldn't be anywhere without them. I wouldn't be anywhere without the team owners and then them selecting athletes. I definitely wouldn't be anywhere without the athletes wanting to grind and play in this league, which is really the backbone. So without that, we're dead in the water. So the more that we can bring that highlights them and showcases their talent, the more that we're giving back to those people that really love the sport, that want to play the sport competitively. And it also builds a great resume. I have highlight reels. I have thousands of hours right now of athletes that I can chalk up into an edit and send to somebody who wants to draft you. So the sky's the limit here.
Certainly is. So, what an exciting time for the Ultimate Pickleball League. The move to Selkirk TV represents much more than a new broadcast platform. It's a recognition of the incredible community that has helped build this league from the ground up. Every team owner, player, staff, every club, every sponsor, and every fan has played a role in getting us here. And just want to highlight that this partnership gives more people the chance to experience the passion, the competition, the community that makes the UPL so special. And it's certainly another step towards growing the game while staying true, which keyword is the grassroots value that have fueled ball's incredible rise. So huge thank you to you, Charles, the CEO and founder, for joining us today and sharing the vision behind this exciting new chapter. And just want to thank everybody for listening to our little TED Talk on our
No, this has been great. Just remember that we're always thinking about bringing more enhancements, not only to the game, but to our population of athletes and coaches and owners. And we always think about them first before we think about ourselves. So, and of course the venues, we never want to leave out the venues, but our sponsors too. But that's what this is all about. This isn't about get rich quick scheme. This is about doing something that this sport needs and putting it into a competitive ecosystem and now a media ecosystem, right? That actually highlights what this has been missing. So I'm happy to do it. Love it. When I partner with somebody, they have to be on the same level as us from a mission, foundational, grassroots growth development opportunity scenario. So it's a good collaboration with everybody that we're coming on board. I'm super happy with everybody. Can't wait for the next 5, 10, 15 years to see where this is at. This has been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, be sure to follow the UPL on social media and our website to check out upcoming match schedules. And don't miss the action as the Ultimate Pickleball League officially makes its debut on Selkirk TV next week, August 8th.
At noon, Press Pickleball Club in Spokane, Washington, court 6. I know who's on that court. Get ready.
We can't wait to be there, guys. All right. Well, we'll see you next time on the UPL podcast. See ya.
Bye.